MG has been doing pretty alright ever since it got launched in India as a brand, and with the first product, the Hector, which is a really big size SUV or a crossover in a medium capacity or a mid-size SUV price bracket. And that is exactly what really titillated the buyers towards the brand. And then there was the decoration of all the conversation around Internet Inside and connected car technology. And then as it moved forward in India, it launched, or it was among the first ones to launch an all-electric product in the form of the ZS EV, which incidentally is largely the same architecture that you see right next to me. It is the Aster, which is the latest product by MG in India. It is going to be in the same price bracket or the segment as the Creta and the Seltos and all the other cars in that category. Whether or not this has the guts to really fight it out in that space is what we are trying to find out at the BIC, the Formula One circuit of India. MG has always made technology as its big shouty play, which is again being shown with the Aster in a very strong manner. You get a lot of things, not only from the regular passive safety point of view, and you get ABS, ABD and all the airbags and all those kind of things. But crucially, you get a lot of other functions like you have lane keep assist, you have lane departure warning. So what that does is basically just gives you a warning light into the instrument panel and gives you a little bit of a nudge on the steering wheel or a vibration. And then as you go along, it kind of goes into a little overdrive mode, and when you get into the full lane assist system, mark the lanes out, and it's going to keep the car in between the white lines. But again, there is a trade-off over here, because if the markings are not very defined, not very clear, the system is not really going to recognize that, hey, you know what, there is a lane over here. So a lot of roads in India, unfortunately, are like that. There are not very defined road lines, and that is going to be a big challenge. And that is a challenge not just for MG, for every brand that is working in this space. But having said that, this car is at the BIC with us, which is the Formula One circuit of India. Not something I'm very sure about, because dynamically it's not the most pleasing product that you're going to find in this space as well. While the initial grip and all the other dynamic factors are very good, that all boils down to the Continental tires that this thing is driving on. They're fantastic when it comes to the grip levels. So almost 20-30% of the dynamic capabilities of this car are being driven by the tires. You sit pretty nicely. I'm not going to say that the driving position is bad. You can also go down a little bit. But the biggest gripe that I have with the Aster when it comes to the driving experience is the way you sit in relation with the steering wheel. It is not adjustable for reach. It is only adjustable for rake. And that can compromise things a little bit, because this is not the most natural driving position for me. And definitely a little compromised, and I would have really wanted the telescopic steering to sort things matter out in a more natural way. But on the plus side, the pedal position is absolutely bang on, very natural, very intuitive, and you get a good view out as well. The glass area is pretty nice. Materials are pretty alright as well. Good amount of space. The front portion is very flexible, and the rear is also pretty alright. We have had a few of our colleagues sitting in. I sat behind as well, and the front seat was adjusted according to my driving position. Space was not an issue. The seats are also pretty alright. There's nothing really to write home about. But again, something that long distance cruising is not really going to be a problem when you're seated at the back as well. As is the norm now, you get a massive screen in the center, and you have a nice sort of digital display in front of the driver. So the instrument panel is all crisp and gives you all the right kind of color contrasts. Whether or not you like the design is something which is very subjective. I'm not really going to talk about that. But it gives you all the essential features and the informations that you want. So full points on that front. Quality of the cabin is acceptable. I think it is going to be at par with the competition, if not better. We have been punching some good speeds at the track, and we have been going on some curbs as well, but nothing has been rattling apart from this one particular assistant that you have, and everything else is pretty solidly built. And talking of the assistant, it initially did not find my voice to be very pleasing, I believe, did not respond to me very well. But then when you kind of figure out a way around it, then it kind of responds. So you have to say, "Hello, Aster," and then it's going to turn the head and look at you and say, "I'm here," or "What's up," and whatever. Takes a little time to recognize what exactly you're saying, and it also varies with the speed of the pitch. At what speed are you talking to the system? And it kind of has a little bit of a trouble. Plus, you have to actually wait, because only when the three dots are being shown on the screen does it mean that the system is ready to listen to you, and that's exactly when you should be talking to it as well. The other highlight that MG is really banging on about is basically the ADAS system, and we have seen ADAS in the Gloster as well by MG, but this one, it has, when you go into the vehicle settings, it has three specific things that I'm very keen on. One is the forward collision warning, which of course is basically according to the adaptive cruise control, so it's going to give you the warning, and that's how it kind of functions. The other one is lane assist. As I said, it's going to identify the lane markings and keep you in the middle of it. One really interesting feature is the speed assist system, and when you activate that, you get three options. One is speed warning, one is manual, with which you can manually adjust the speed, and speed at which you want the warning. And the third one is intelligent, which is extremely fascinating, because what this system does in intelligent mode is identify the speed limit of any particular road section that you're driving on. So say for example, this is a 40 km/h zone. I'm doing 65. It is going to flash 40 right in front of me in the instrument panel, and then I will have to reduce the speed down. So very cool. And I think it should also work with navigation. Another feature is EPS. Now there are again three different modes. One is urban, one is normal, and one is dynamic. In the urban mode, it basically is going to lighten up quite a lot. It's only on the weighting of the steering itself. So the effort that you put into turning the wheel, that gets reduced, and it kind of is a boon in tight situations or city traffic conditions. And I found the steering to be actually quite decent. There is good amount of feedback. It turns in properly as well. And yes, in urban, you have to put in a little bit more dial on the steering wheel. But then the moment you get into the dynamic mode, it kind of weighs itself up a little, and just again, it's only on the weight of the steering system, but it kind of becomes a bit more intuitive. The chassis does not feel too glued in, and you definitely have a lot of issues in terms of how the engine and the gearbox behave, because the ratios are not really judged to perfection. But at the same time, you're hardly going to be pushing this car in a big way. It's not bad. It's got decent amount of space, good comfort, good seats. On a racetrack, you can't measure what ride quality is going to be delivered on open roads. But based on the way we have been driving on some curbs, the system has not been too bad. But at the same time, even when around the parabola, when you settle down in a nice long right-hander, it kind of gets into a stable compression, and then that's how it just keeps going. But the moment you get on to some undulations or some curbs, the rebound or the bounce back of the suspension is, I don't know how nicely controlled it is, but it's not something that's going to give you a hiccup or anything of that sort. Features absolutely loaded, something that MG is definitely going to be shouting a lot about. And otherwise, yeah, I think an okay effort, which is going to really be a lot about what the overall package really is going to be like. So yes, there are some things that could have been done better, but at the same time, I think it's not too bad.